Currently, I'm working.
Yeah, if anyone's just standing around, if you can go into UBRS and help get the fire buff out, that would be great.
It doesn't work. You lose it as soon as you leave the zone now.
I just tested it and I had it for an hour earlier today, so maybe it got fixed.
Maybe it's only when you're in a raid.
True, I was in a group. I'll go run outside with Barrick and see.
Let me double check. I already have it. I logged for it. Oh, it's gone. Yeah. Man, and here I am being responsible, trying to log for my fucking buff.
I still have it outside the instance, but I don't know. I need to go log into BWL and verify or what?
I'm already in BWL. I was the first person to get it. I don't have it anymore.
Okay. Lily, can you turn around and go res Alurik inside BWL, please? Or not inside Ubers. Thanks. Thank you very much. All right, fire buff is closed. That's a big bummer.
So fire buff gone. Fire juju's not usable. What the fuck?
We're just gonna have to tank swap.
Alright, and I brought judgment pieces with, so that, that'll at least give me some fire resistance, but I won't be at the ideal.
Just want like a stack limit and a relief, and then independently we'll want the people that'll taunt the buffet. Should be okay. Oh.
Who is this light night person?
I think they just sniped the SR sheet. That was it. I couldn't find a WoW logs of them either.
Alright. Full raid. Did we get all the Stephen alts out? Am I missing a spot here?
What up, guys?
Henry, are you...
Henry's in. He'll be out. I'd like to bring him in for Flame Gore.
Yeah.
That's it though.
So we can probably take one more DPS then.
Ironstock was on the way home. I don't know if you were holding a spot for him as a tank, if you need him as a tank.
I haven't seen Spartan yet either, so.
Right, we'll leave that spot open for Gildy then. We still got 10 minutes until we start, so we'll see who shows up. All right, groups aren't the best they could be, but they look okay.
Man, what is up with that fire resist buff then? That sucks. What a crazy patch.
Did it go away?
Oh, they took it
Yep.
away from Ubers?
It's in Ubers, but it doesn't persist in a raid. Like
Oh,
you zone into something else and it's gone.
that's dumb.
It kinda is, yeah.
1, 2, 3 in chat if you need the last second summons. Get anyone else here who needs to be here. Looks like we got most people.
Sting. Welcome, mommy.
Thanks, fellas.
Right, everyone's heading in. Groups are set. I might switch some of the things later, but if you don't have Wind Fury now, you're probably not going to get it later.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Nice. New mic. Just want to make sure it works.
I've decided that I want to die.
Mungler, you okay doing marks tonight? Mark's pulse.
I don't see him in disc.
Damn, you are correct. He's still in the other channel? Nope.
He just came on disc.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Mungler.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna get started here in a second. Trying to make sure everyone has what they need. How are we looking on SRs, Cam? Hamster. All right, it looks like one of our officers is having mic issues, so I was just waiting to hear back on the SRs. All right, we're gonna have Jean-Ric and Barrick on the north side. We're gonna have Bartholomew and Captain Corporal Boner on the south side. In general, we're gonna have odds far side, evens close side. All right, and then we'll have I think we'll have Jean-Ric and Corporal Boner will be the two to fight for threat once we go into phase 2. I will be on the orb.
Sounds good.
All right, this is a live pull timer. We're going as soon as this is done.
5, 4, 3.
Odds far side, evens close side. The dirty orcs is off me.
I'm gonna spread assist around. We can mark up.
One of the other officers is gonna have to do that. I'm not sure what happened with that pally. I thought Camster talked to them.
Are you reading guild chat?
Yep.
They weren't randomly kicked, so.
Yeah, that's the confusing part. Is they weren't randomly kicked; they were spoken to beforehand.
So.
It is what it is. One less rep pally, more rep pally loot to go around.
This is officially the last raid where I won't raise my eyebrows at more red pellies.
Oh, they left because of the HR on the gem? Alright, well, spelled out in the channel and on there, so. It is what it is. Last rated classic. All right, so question of the day while we sit here and wait for me to pop eggs. If you were any herb from Classic WoW, what herb would you be?
Something with weed.
Sungrass.
Okay.
I'd be earth root.
Bruiseweed, because I got my ass kicked for a living.
Yes! That goes hard.
I like the bruiseweed. Kadale, is that yours that has weed in it? Or would you be blind weed?
I'm in Colorado, so.
That don't mean
So maybe
shit.
blind weed.
I'm in Indiana. We got it here too, I promise.
I'm gonna go with Silverleaf.
Yeah,
I
a
just know
little
that's a
busy to
good
try
choice.
and lock SRs right now.
You
Actually,
can
you
be
know
my
what?
silver leaf, Lanny.
Do you need me to lock it or unlock it? Cam.
I'll be your Silverleaf.
Do you think Dreamfoil or Peace Bloom gets you higher?
It's locked by date. We're good.
I feel like Peace Moon would be kind of fire.
I'm
But
gonna choose
Dreamfoil would be
Earthroot.
good.
I feel like I could get high off of Earthroot if I smoke it.
I bet you got earth root in your like ass hairs.
Nothing badass has ever had peace in the name.
Need an Uncle Iroh segment where he cooks tea with all of these herbs.
Peacemaker. He's pretty badass.
I would 100% be Arthas's tears. I look useful, and then you actually get closer and you're like, oh, fuck. That's
Alright, Jean-Ric and Corporal Boner, I'm going to leave one egg near the beginning. Is one of you comfortable breaking the last egg?
Fuck it, I'll do it.
Alright.
Perfect.
It's number 4 on the pet bar for breaking the egg. As soon as I get the last, when there's 3 left, I'll tell you and just get free of any ads and run over to the orb and I'll drop it when you're ready. Everyone just watch out for threat. Get to the end here. Yeah, try and stay below any of the tanks who are at the top. It should be Jean-Ric and Corporal Boner. Good job picking up these mages. Alright, we have 3 eggs left. Alright, Jean-Ric, you probably want to start heading up to the orb. Right. I'm going to pop one more. I'm going to run him to the far side of the room and drop the mind control, which I'm actually not sure how to do.
Fuck it, I don't even.
Fuck it, we ball.
Alright, dismissing pet right now. Pick him up, Sean. Sean's got it. Coming over to pop the last egg. Corporal Boner, if we can have you ready to pick him up. Any of the other tanks too. Whoever can threat the most into him. Get him down kind of towards the door. Alright, Jean should have a bunch of threat until he gets conflagged, so we just need another barracks making his way up. Perfect. Melee, you are getting chonked. Conflag just went out again. Watch your threat. Alright, get the dead up. As soon as that, if everyone can group up at the door, as soon as that res goes out, we're gonna go in. Odds far side, evens close side. Alright, res is out, we're going.
I've decided that I want to die.
You are
Oh, hi, Mel.
persistent, aren't you? Your
Stinky
ally
goat.
here attempted to match his power against mine, and paid the price. Now he shall serve me by slaughtering you. Get up, little red worm, and destroy them.
All right, we're probably gonna have. As interesting as this is gonna be, we're probably gonna have Jean-Ric. Is that gonna be a problem with the ignite mana thing that he does? I know it doesn't affect bears.
Fuck, I don't know.
All right, who has the chunkiest gear on their warrior? Grim? Grim, I see your AQ shoulders.
I actually might
One sec.
for
Kronk's
tanking.
might be better for tank.
Kronk?
I
Alright.
just gotta move some stuff around, but yeah.
Alright.
Where am I standing?
Oops, I just sorry, Spartan.
Get him back
Is there a
in.
reason we're using a warrior specifically?
Damn.
Alright, let me get Grim off that. Oh my god, I just did it again.
It's nice knowing you all.
That's why that paladin left.
Twice in a row. Alright.
Rejuve
There we go.
Reserve? What the fuck, man?
Lily, you're next on that list. Alright. Kronk McGonk will be the main tank. Just watch your threat. Probably new to tanking this, so just give him a little bit. You'll probably blow up at the end unless we really, really pump. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to him, Kronk. Yeah, and Kronk, you do not need that shield. You want to be getting as much threat as you can. And sorry about this, our main tank had a baby today, and our other tank is trying to spend as much time with, or yesterday, and our other tank is trying to spend as much time with his family so that he can just binge TBC with us this weekend.
No life, no life, no life.
Bruh, all
I
these
love that.
tanks and their baby girls coming into the world. What are we doing?
Talk about a terrible time to have a baby, though. Like, TBC
I know.
drop week? Like, damn. Like, hold that in for another week.
Hold that kid in.
I don't think that's how that works, but I'm not a doctor, so.
Yeah, no, you.
No, you just put it back in.
I'm a doctor. That's not how that
Yeah.
works.
I'm used to it with Boner.
2, 1.
Alright, here we go. Watch your threat. Give Kronk a sec here.
Yeah, I'm so dead.
Give him a sec. Alright, keep him alive. Keep our melee alive. Is he cursing somewhere, or did we pull threat over here?
We pulled threat. We gotta
That's
let
everywhere.
them.
Can we use Barrack? Like, what are we doing?
I'm just gonna hold threat. Can you heal me, please? Oh, alright.
No, everyone's dead.
I've got 4 pummelers.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna have Barrack tank. Let's go ahead and run back. If you have a reincarnate or anything right there, you can res. Just be careful of the dragon. Oh, yeah, this is weird. You normally spawn in the middle. I guess it's been so long since I've died in BWL.
I know.
DPS, we don't have our normal tanks. Please hold off.
Wait until TBC to blow up on shit. Alright, just wait, just wait.
Yeah, don't make me pull this car over and bring Big Risen in here.
We would have pulled threat off Big Risen too.
Wait, hold up, hold up. Let's bring Big Risen in. I want to see.
Yeah, Fury Prot's dead.
He's not Fear Prod. I'm deep Prot is like top threat build for it.
I know.
Shit, why can't I mind control this guy and get 500k threat?
Listen, Big Risen was named before I knew I was going to be playing as much as I did. And it was a meme character with a bunch of friends, and it's how one of our warlocks in our guild became named Rizlock, because we all named our characters with Riz in the name because we thought it was funny. And here I am a year later still playing WoW.
I still think it's funny.
Speaking of, Rizlock's on. Maybe we want to fill that spot.
They have another tank that's coming in 2 minutes. If you guys don't,
I
you guys
will
want a
shut up.
tank? I don't know if you guys need a tank. I don't know who else tanking.
Who's the other tank coming in?
Iron stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll hold the spot for him. Rizlock doesn't need anything, and he needs to grind PvP, so he'll come on if we need a pumper. Yes, he did, Lily. And that's off the first boss, so it wouldn't matter. Alright, we're going to buff the door going from Razor Gore to Vale. We just need to be careful this time and run around the outside in order to get to him. When we actually enter the room, everyone just needs to be ready for the fight to start, because someone inevitably is probably not going to listen to instructions. The hardest part's going to be the pull, but I believe in Barrick.
Do I want to? I assume I want to run from melee side and then spin it, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the recovery
There,
is.
there is a way to run from this side and get like up towards where the throne is, like that. Basically what leads to those stairs up. You can kind of enter from there so that he doesn't actually turn towards anyone. So it's up to you how you want to get him turned around.
I think I'll just, I won't be out of range in melee, so I'll charge, and then I'll spin it.
Alright, as soon as we have full groups back and everything, we are buffing. Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea to pop fireballs. Normally don't for this fight anymore, but why not?
I just got used to it with hardcore stuff.
Alright, as soon as Kronk in, we'll be good.
Do we have Chode on Salvation? I don't see it on Pally Power.
We did. Alright, he's fixing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Sorry.
No,
It wasn't marked as turn it on.
Oh, good.
Tanks, turn it off.
Given how that last one went, just wanted to double check.
Kronk, you almost back? Let's get any of those buff requests and chat out. As soon as Kronk is in, let's get him spot buffs, and then we're gonna go. Oof. Hurts seeing the Transcendence bindings go. D.
Dang, did no one need him?
both our priests have them. And relight is shadow. I would soulstone healers in this fight just in case they die. If a tank dies, it's not like they can get threat back. Alright, Kronk is here. Spot buffs on Kronk. Mana's looking good. Alright, remember we are hugging the edges as soon as we go in melee. You're going left and you're going hard all the way around. Just hug the edge until you're in your position and wait at the walls. We're going to start a little further back than you do when he's sleeping. Same with casters. Barrick, just let us know when you're in position and ready to go, and then we'll go ahead and get the pull ready. Alright, we're moving in. You can go around the little lamp. Just hug the walls.
Eating consume food.
Alright, everyone be ready to start here momentarily.
If you can give me a pull 10, I can grab some rage before I charge.
Alright, here we go. Pull 10 coming up.
Give me 2 seconds for threat, please.
5, 4.
Sounds good.
2.
Let him get it in position and then give him a few seconds once it's there. Perfect, keep Barrick alive.
Just wait, and then...
Alright, go for it. We're good. Watch that threat meter. Should go for a little bit.
Billy Reeker, please run to the back of the room. Lily, you know that means that Rejuve's dropping, right? And then you're gonna lose it. Alright, it's just rogues up near him. They know what to do. Pongzer.
Oh,
Barrick's down. Go ahead and finish him. If you have aggro, pull him over. Corporal Boner has it. Just straighten him out, guys. Perfect.
Good, yes.
Best Veil kill I've ever seen.
That rejuve gem better come. I died for this thing.
First try.
Right.
Ooh,
Let's
my
res
super-
those who are dead. We're going to go and move up to the top and be ready to go. Monsignor, is that 8 of 8?
Nice totem. Nice little shield.
Yeah, it is. I just like the way it looks. And I like wearing shields.
Yeah, it's definitely a transmog bis.
We're going to get spot buffs on everyone once we're up there, and then for the love of God, we're going to unboon. We're rolling non-SR'd gear. It still goes out. Everything gets rolled off here, other than the Elementium. Well, and greens and other shit that drops. But any of the boss loot goes out.
Alright, don't hit circle. I'm gonna kite in circle.
Iron Stock's
All right. Let me double check tank signs. This is the most confusing part. All right, circle. All right, perfect. All right, tank assigns are in chat right now.
Hold up. I also have diamond and star as hibernates.
You have diamond and stars hibernate.
Yep.
Or is a hibernate.
All right,
As
let's
a
just
diamond.
get who did I have on there? I had Sadie Bear. Let's go ahead and get you. You said diamond and star.
Yeah, did you want me to just... Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We'll get Sadie on diamond. We'll get Ava on star.
Where's the summons at?
Posting them again.
Moose, don't blow up that belt. Moose, do not blow up that belt.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
Okay.
All right, ready for?
Yep. All right, if you're marked as a tank, just pick up your target. Circle is going free. Sadie knows to be on diamond. Diamond is free right now.
Rip.
Because it's mismarked. It should be. What?
Yeah, but I
done.
Yeah, I said it
in the
chat
chat.
beforehand. I
Let's
said
focus
it.
diamond. Let's focus.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it next time.
Yeah, focus time and just keep it turned away. We're good.
Alright, let's get Star while we're here. Go ahead and start bringing the captain up. If we can get Jean-Ric in the back to pick up the captain. He's going to be coming up if you're looking towards Vale's room right side.
I see him. Thank you.
Alright, we're all going down to get the captain. You're going to need to throw a taunt out to get him, yeah. For once, that's not a troll for a pally tank. Alright, we're going into the room for the next one. And if you didn't unboon, like me, because I forgot, we're going to go ahead and unboon here. Just make these go a little bit quicker.
All right, this time I'm kiting diamond and I marked the hibernates correctly. My bad, y'all.
Perfect. Alright. Tank assignments and sleeps are back in the chat. Let's just wait for people to get topped up. I'm waiting for some mana too. Alright, here we go. We're walking into this one. Pull everything to the left here other than the ones that need to be slept. So Star and Circle, you're not touching those. You are also not touching Diamond. Diamond is going to be kited. Everything else, pull it into a big group so we can cleave them down. Oh, okay. I guess we're picking up Diamond then. Yep.
Someone got diamond off me.
Yep. Alright, kill the loose spellcaster first. I can't see anything, so someone please call it out. Brandis.
Okay, we're on circle here.
Just keep spamming sleep on those casters.
Okay, we're on square. The captain. Spellcaster, try to stay behind OS. Keep sleeping it.
Okay, let's get up the dead. We'll get to the top. We'll take a drink, and then we'll start pulling ads.
Iron's about to enter. If you want to give me a quick summon before you start the gauntlet.
Before the
yeah.
gauntlet.
Yeah, if we can get a summon on Ironstock.
Yep, coming out.
Walking in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, Poutsy, that wasn't a healing thing. That was just the amount of damage going out. There's no way we could have saved everyone. Those spellcasters, when they get going.
Yeah, one of the casters got loose, and we just had to fight through it. I died on it too.
Alright, I'm inside.
Alright, let's get a summon on Ironstock real quick.
Click.
Alright, let's get these poles going. Shamans, make
Is
sure
there
you're
a mark
pulling.
or anything for me, or just DPS with time?
Yeah, just DPS for this room. If you see something loose, throw a taunt out.
John Reek, you got salve on, bud.
Yeah, my bad. I resalve people for deaths.
Not my fault. I have an add-on that fixes that. I didn't have Righteous Fury on either. Troll tank.
Mungler, see if you can grab that hatcher that's on the right side. I think that'll be the last one, and then we'll be ready to move up. Make sure we're handling whelps as they come. It's a bop to a mage. Alright, we're moving up first cubby. Go ahead and keep pulling. Make sure you're pulling totems as we go. Alright, we're moving up to the next little cubby right here. Most of us are already up here.
Watch your feet.
Watch out for that flame strike.
Hold totems.
Alright, we have one more hatcher and a group of orcs. The orcs are heading up the stairs. Alright, let's get this hatcher and then we'll... Yeah, we'll have to go up into the hallway and fight the orcs.
We have suppression by the raid.
We've got 2 rogues. Alright, we're moving. We're gonna kind of follow with Merrill here as he pulls traps down.
No, Rogue's not too far up. He's supposed to clear him.
Stay in the corner right here. We're gonna kill these guys while we're in this corner and we have rogue coverage. As soon as the orcs are down, we're moving up into the safety stairs. Alright, we're moving. Once we're in the corner, we handle the whelps, then everyone's gonna take a little bit of a drink. Mungler, if there's an easy hatcher at the top, once everyone's drinking, go ahead and pull it, and melee, just kill it. Alright, we're all drinking. Melee, get on them whelps. Alright, mana's starting to look good. Let's keep them pulls going. Hatcher up top. To see how we're looking. We're gonna go ahead and move into the first little cubby. That hatcher's probably gonna body pull perfect. Keep him out of the cubby. see 2 more hatchers, no orcs.
Yep.
Alright, perfect. We'll move up to the next cubby after this hatcher. Alright, next cubby. Please don't move too far forward.
Watch your feet.
Alright, any of the mangoes, we're going to switch up what we usually do. We are going to have Jean-Ric, you're going to basically pull him into that corner of the last cubby, the side furthest from the entrance. So the cubby at the end of the line, furthest away from the entrance that you can get. And then we'll have all ranged standing where the boss is now on the gate. Make sure when he dies, we get out of there. Also make sure you stay below Barrack. Barrack's going to be second threat for the conflag that this guy does.
Alright, pull
We're
him
just
into the...
what? We're just waiting on some mana
spots.
here.
I'm gonna tank him where ranged healers usually do the thing.
Yes. So pull him into the cubby. Just waiting on a few people to get their mana up, and then I'm gonna put a pull timer up. Range to make sure we're dealing with those whelps as we go in. All right, pull timer's going up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Suppression is up. Thanks.
Everybody's gonna get the suppression from all behind us. So hold the front of the door.
Everyone get away from the gate. Got at least 2 tech packs that we need to get through. Let's start clearing some of the whelps that are over here. We kind of want 2 pillars in order to work.
I'll pass those to Moose. Moose can have those.
Keep getting any of the suppression columns down as well. I see Marrow on it. Grab some of these whelps that are in this corner.
I couldn't roll for the boots.
All right.
Yeah, same.
Ranged. You are on Star right here. I also want all of the healers over here that are where Star is jumping. Stay out of line of sight as we do the pull. Lily, are you okay to do tech tanking? All melee, you are over where Star is standing now. You are line of sight. You are not standing in the middle of the room. All right, Lily's switching. She's going to be handling the techs. All right, as soon as Lily gives the go-ahead, we will be ready to pull. Odalade, Buka, if you can get hidden on either side. All right, Lily's ready. Mungler, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Oh,
Fire mouse coming.
It's fine. He says his firemaw pulls. All right, warlocks have good separation. We're really good on that pole.
Oh, thank God.
That was like a textbook pole.
Watch your feet.
All right, same positions. Fire mod just left, so and mana looks good, so I think we're ready to just go again.
Oh.
Posting tank assigns in case there's an extra. There is an extra one on this one, right, Bungler?
Extra. What do you
There's
mean by
3 ads on this one.
Yeah, there's the Overseer and the Spellbinder. Yep.
All right, cool. So just yeah, watch your targets and make sure you pick them up. And yeah, don't worry, we'll pick up all the loot as we go. All right, incoming. Make sure your line of sight. Remember the goal is to get the marked ones away from the text so that we can DPS them. Another great pull.
Dude, they pull different
Lily
now.
got sheep.
Just doing
Lily
nothing
alive.
different.
I got you, Muse.
Melee, we're going moon next.
Let's get ranged on square. All right, I think we're gonna pull the extra pack before Fire Maw, 'cause I just don't want to screw with the Fire Maw pull here.
He's going away right now.
Yep. So as soon as we have those ones marked up, let's go ahead and pull them. All right, everyone, same positions. Make sure your line of sight. Yeah, we know the Doom's Edge is there. We're just trying to get through these pulls first. All right, incoming. Look out for your targets. Tank assignments are in chat again. Good, separate. They do pull different now.
Watch your feet.
Same thing, melee. X and then moon.
Ranged, you can get on square. Watch your threat, though.
Hey, I played catch and won.
All right, we're gonna have Ava, Lily, and Max on the other side. Or actually, we're gonna do Ava, Lily, and Camster on the other side for heals. So make sure you have your cloak on. That's one more healer than we usually do, just because it's a squishy tank and Barrick. Barrick will be main tank, Jean-Ric, and let's say Ironstock. Ironstock, you'll be backup taunt. Jean-Ric, you're gonna be the main taunt for the Wing Buffets.
Sounds good. Just give me a holler when I need to taunt it.
We have a stat count that we want to put as the ceiling for a tank taunt.
I think we just have to burn. I really don't want to have to swap tanks in the middle of the fight. How much fire resist do you have unbuffed? Or I guess how much do you have total since we have buffs going?
I've 158, but I don't have a aura. Oh,
Can we
got a
get
aura,
Legistor
158.
or Jean-Ric to do fire aura there?
I got fire aura going.
Yeah, it's 158.
All right, Jean-Ric will be the if you start getting chunked, we're gonna have Jean-Ric take over the main tank, and then Ironstock will just be the wing buffet taunter. All right, if I called out your name, I think it was Ava, Lily, and Sakura. Go ahead, or sorry, Camster. Gonna be a while. Go ahead and move to the other side of the room right now. Just hug the wall once Spiremon's not there.
Could Iron get Mark of the Wild? Thank you.
I can boost it. I boosted it to 200. My hit's gonna suffer. I got a pummeler. Might as well use it.
Right.
Just don't overtake me on threat.
Yep, play it safe here, guys. All right, and remember during the poll, no one's pressing anything. Mungler, are you good to pull here? Once he comes down, he should be here any second now.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were calling Buffett?
I guess I will.
All right. You want somebody else to do that?
No, it's fine. I'm just going to be spamming chain heal on this side, so. All right, incoming, everyone. Wait for him to get it turned around and wait a second for threat once it's in position. Ava, call out if you guys are in a bad spot in that corner. And you need him to move a little bit.
Okay.
All right, healers, we shouldn't be taking stacks here. Wing Buffet, go in and taunt now. Nice taunt. Wait for it to go back to him. Perfect.
Oh.
Did you get buffeted?
I did. Got a feral charge. Everybody good on LOS? Don't have to
should be good on
reposition
up
it.
there.
Okay, great.
You can taunt off whenever.
Got it, I think. Nope.
Buffet in 10 seconds.
My taunt's on cooldown. I'll
Time's
race it
up.
in a second. I got it back.
I'm gonna go hide.
Grab it. Thanks, got it back.
Play for your lives here, everyone. Keep yourself alive. Outsy, you got 20 stacks.
Yeah, Boner, get out. I won't be able to kill anything on you, Boner. You gotta hide.
10 seconds.
Run, grab it, please.
78k HP. Let's finish it.
Alright, good job.
Done. Alright, we can all move into the next room. Ironstock, we're going to have you play goalie on this for the big guy. If he starts running towards the raid, please make sure you go in and grab him.
Roger that.
All right. We'll give it a couple more seconds for mana here. And I will throw a pull timer up. Tanks will just walk in on this. If you have FAPs, might be good for the big guy just in case he tries to stun. If not, it should be fine. All right, pull timer's going up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
skull, square, then moon.
Fatality!
Alright, I'm going to mark Lily with a star. I'm going to be marked with a circle temporarily. Ranged, you are in the back with circle, so we can get line of sight. Melee, you are up with star where Lily Reeker is, or whoever I marked. Yeah, it is Lily. Just make sure your line of sight when they come around. Hunters will have traps down to try and slow the warlocks and everything.
Alright. Ready for?
Yep.
I'm resolving real fast. Let me if I'm a priest.
Posting tank assigns again. Make sure you grab them and get them away from that corner.
Maybe we're gonna get
Sean Reek got deleted.
I caught all
Arc's
the
down.
technicians.
Bunch of people are down. A bunch of tanks are down.
Yep. Ironstock, if you can pick up Skull or X.
X is buried in the tech packs.
I'm a
But
shitty bear form. I'll grab something. I'll grab. Spellbinder.
Anything on moon first?
Alright, let's get the dead up, get spot buffs on them, especially since they're all tanks. And yeah, just make sure we're waiting on them to get around the corner to pick them up. You want to be away from those tech packs. Fix groups again. There we go. Yeah, it was just a bad firestorm, and I saw that TNT.
Really bad.
Alright. Let's get those spot buffs, and then we're just waiting a sec on mana. Same positions, we got 3 more of those pulls to go. Alright, keep drinking if you need it. Mungler, we're ready to pull. Incoming.
Barrick, Chode has a few extra.
Sweet, thanks.
Watch your feet.
Much better on the pull there. Just gotta have a little bit of patience. Alright, just square left. Reset positions, go ahead and drink.
I think being able to trap them on my way back is super clutch.
Oh, because yeah, you can do it in combat now.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're ready as soon as you have them marked up.
Yep.
All right.
Wait,
Go and
there's
pull.
double.
Just keep drinking.
Give me a second. I can't
Posting.
find the second spellbinder. There we go. What should second spellbinder mark? Kronk?
Diamond. Or yeah, either triangle or diamond.
All right. It's going to be triangle. Let me know if we wanted to change.
Nope, that's good. Kronk, you're on triangle. All right. Incoming. Alright, if one of the mages can help pick up the techs, they're almost dead. There's one that's kind of high HP in the back, 2 high HP in the back. Let's finish those techs off. Fred Wilbert and Quest, the champions of the people. I'm gonna start calling you Squirrel Reeker from now on. Let's get Lily up. We still got 2 more. Or 1 more. Losing count.
Trying to get this out of the way.
We're ready if you are.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really bad rate of fire. Is that the last one, Mungler, or is there one more?
Yeah, last one.
Alright. Well, I'll move up after this. I will get the res on Grim. Finish off Moon melee. Someone else grabbed Grim. Perfect. Moving up.
Mana is nearly gone.
Go ahead and do that now, Barrick. Bartholomew, we're going to have you take X just for this next pull. Ironstock, you are going to play goalie here. Right, he's switching to his Pally for a chance at Styleens.
Tasty.
Right, go ahead and we'll summon you after this pack.
Yeah, no worries.
Alright, let's go ahead and walk up and pick him up. Make sure you pull him back at least halfway across the room so we don't pull if he comes back down. Wait for, I guess I will call EPS target. Or
Gotta keep the
Piranha's
goblin alive. We're gonna MC the goblin. And someone shoot.
formula no one's ever gonna use.
Yep.
All right,
But we skipped
we're
the
on
last-
we're on Skull. Let's get Square out of the raid as quickly as we can. Square's gonna need some help.
Square
yeah,
back.
so is Skull.
Skull needs help too.
Skull has stun.
Harb's getting his workout right now.
Danger.
Tank.
Eat a lot of carbs.
Yeah, go ahead and get on Square. Square's the easier one here. Save X. Any other tanks, if you can get on and help with X. Steve goalie. Alright, well done. Let's get a summon on Henry Gavel when we have a chance as well, since it's at the start. Just 1, 2, 3 in chat if anyone needs to grab him. Last call on the recipe.
Yeah, give it to
Alright.
Jean. Oh, never mind.
Don't kill him. Don't.
Just kill him. Just kill him. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. I know we're gonna come back here sooner or later within the next few weeks.
I disagree.
Never again, you mean?
Never again.
You're also probably never going to smelt that.
That's very
anyway.
wishful thinking.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's like 10 people on the server who ever actually use that formula, and it's only right when BWL comes out.
It's true.
Alright, everyone get your cloaks on, just in case we have, I don't want to say inexperienced tanks, but tanks that haven't done this a lot who are in here right now. Jean-Ric, you are going to be main tanking this, so just pull him directly into the corner. Up against the wall where he is now, we're going to go ahead and have Bartholomew. You will be tanking the wing buffets. And then let's get Kronk on the wall that I'm kind of running towards right here. You're going to be the shadow of Ebon Rock right here. Alright, let's all go ahead and move up and get into our positions. The tanks get in their positions now. We're going to have Mungler do this pull, just to make it easy. And Jean-Ric, you're going to stand right here at the bottom to pick him up and walk him backwards. Alright, perfect. That's where we want everyone. Make sure you're getting those taunts off. Oh, here he
He's
comes.
coming down.
Healers, we can pop out, start healing. Watch for threat. Really need to watch your threat here. Right, we need a taunt to get that shot at Shadow of Ebon Rock. Wing buffet in 5. We're gonna have another wing buffet in 10 seconds.
On Jean.
Wait for it to drop off. gonna stay down here for Flame Gore. Let's go ahead and get the loot rolled out.
Nice drop.
Right. Kavoth's gonna be
Holy
so mad. Kavoth's gonna be so
God
mad.
damn.
Poor guy. Well,
I'm gonna stand up 1 sec while we're rolling out loot.
his baby really did spawn DFT. Where's the gem now?
Now all I need is tier to drop.
Holy sh! We got a tie?
Nope, 96.
No way!
Oh, P. Diddy
Love
got
wins.
it. Get the baby oil out.
Congrats, brother.
All right. I'm back. All right, we're gonna have Mungler pull this again. Jean-Ric, you're in the same spot. Kronk, you're good right there. Bartholomew, yeah, you guys can both be in the same spot. Back each other up for Wing Buffet. I'm assuming our glorious hunters already have everything set up for Trank Rotate. All right, let's go ahead and pull. Go gay. How's
Can't
the
jump over that.
funnest looking pet?
Did his jump animation, or the lack thereof?
Wing Buffet in 5. Taunted.
Be alert.
Another taunted. Wing Buffet.
Love that chicken from Flame Gore.
All right, we're all moving up the stairs. You can take your cloaks off if you have them on. You want to keep Henry Gavel in here for this?
Not really. I think do more with Barrick.
All right, let's get you swapped out. Wait a sec for loot to go out and for him to swap. We're gonna need might need a summon on Barrick.
Yeah, I hope we get the. Oh, he's in Stormwind. Not good. I'll play here for a minute longer then.
All right, we'll have Ironstock and Corporal Boner are both going to play goalie on this one.
These are the mobs where you drink a FAP on, right?
Yes.
Cool. I have FAPs if anyone needs a FAP.
All right, so yeah, we'll have Jean-Ric Skull, we'll have Henry Gavel on X, and we'll have Spenman War on Square.
Just a second, respecking.
Anyone else need a FAP?
Yeah, I probably do. Partner gavel. Trade you one back here in 5 minutes. Alright, I'm good.
Alright. Doing a pull timer. Tanks, you're just going to go ahead and walk in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Most call DPS on whichever one is. Oh, that shield. Go ahead and just start on Skull. Looks like X is good after it, so we'll just do the normal order here.
Watch threat.
Nah, I think he has the
Warlock.
threat drop.
No, he just has Shadow Golem, and that was a Warlock.
Oh, he does, yeah.
I'm a veteran of the Warlock when threat works. I know a greedy Warlock when I see one. Ponzer.
Because you're not wrong at all.
I'm spinning.
I love my greedy warlock.
Max melee range on square.
I haven't been wrong since 2015. Take a note.
Boner wasn't alive in 2015.
Incredible. Big if true.
Ah, the jerkin.
I mean, it's appropriate we get a Jerkin after we're done with our Faps. They're on cooldown. Time to switch from Faps to Jerkin. I'm a serious raider with serious things to say.
So who's tanking Chromag and how is it done?
That's going to be you.
Oh boy.
You're gonna tank him about right now.
Yeah.
I'm almost back to
It's this line where it
entrance.
changes the pattern. This is your goal, is you always want to be standing right here.
Just always standing right here.
Yep. We will go ahead and have Bartholomew as the time-lapse tank. If we do get a time-lapse, he will stand out. Do you have any SRs on Chromag, Barrick?
No, if you guys want to go ahead, go for it.
All right, we'll go ahead and have myself, Ava, and Amster will go to the other side to do dispels on the melee. Can we get a Warlock to please come over here right on top of Jean-Ric and summon Jean-Ric? And he will go pull the lever and then accept the summon.
Which mage you want on the other side, Clarice?
We shouldn't need a mage if Ava's back there.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Wait till you get the summon.
Okay, I got it.
There you go.
Pulling the lever, accepting the summon. Got it.
And then just wait for him to come to you and grab threat. Alright, incoming. Chode, you're gonna need to whisper Camster about that. He's the loot master tonight.
Okay.
Oh no.
You gotta watch that threat. You're gonna have to pull him back into the room, Jean-Ric.
Kongster has him.
Greedy Warlocks is.
He's on Bartholomew.
Alright, Bartholomew can get him into position.
Use item.
Gonna be kind of a slow step to get him back to where he needs to be. You just keep moving up on him, he'll move back. There we go. Good job on the tranks.
Use item.
breath soon.
We're staying out for the next breath, right? 'Cause it's time lapse.
Yes.
Yes.
Melee stay out, healers hide. Whoever has threat, you gotta run him into position. We'll try and keep you up. Odalade. Poutsy. Right. Looks like he's back. Bartholomew. Ready to hide for corrosive acid. Took that one. Let's keep him alive.
Spartan.
Yep, go ahead and finish him. Yeah, he's 20 kh. Got it.
Assassin successfully frogging Chromag. That was important.
Alright, everyone cloaks on. Cloaks on for Neff.
Wait a minute.
Let's get Buka up.
I think I tanked that better with Kong than I did Bronze.
Is Bronze already raking in money on Era?
Yes. Definitely.
Nice.
Oh.
Alright, we're gonna have Jean-Ric main tank. And we're gonna have the healing group who's gonna go with them is going to be Camster, Monsignor, and Max. Just remember,
Barrett,
we
get a
do
summon,
have.
please.
Yes, can we please summon Barrick, Group 1?
Who's tanking?
Jean-Ric.
You want a shaman in his group with Tremor Totem?
Yeah, I'm gonna swap them in a sec.
Matter of fact, Glorious, I hate to ask you this, but can I get a couple other specific people in my group with me?
What do you need?
Let's see.
He
I've
wants
got
a Shadow Priest
I want
and a Shaman.
I want Raylight, Glorious, you're the shaman, right?
Yep.
And Legister needs to stay in my group. No Boomkins in raid, right?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Everyone look at chat. Make sure you're getting any of those spot buffs in.
Make sure everyone has their cloak on.
Yeah, last call for cloak. And just remember, we do have totem call now. If we get that, you just focus on the totems.
If you don't have cloak, you're gonna hide behind the throne.
Alright, I'm talking to Neff. Incoming.
Let the games begin.
As Mooch said, we still have 2 minutes on salve. If we could get a rebuff on that.
Alright, try to kill them all in one spot, please.
Yeah, it's about to fall off.
Okay, I'm subbing out then. Tanks take stop off if you have it on. My bad. I'm lacking.
Learned something new about my add-ons today. You're good. Thank you.
Alright, Jean-Ric and his crew start heading over. Finish off all the ads before you move over, everyone.
Mind control.
I think my timer is off.
Mind controlled, Gene.
No.
Well done, my minions. The mortal's courage begins to wane. Now, let's see how
Alright,
they
incoming.
contend with the
Let me
true
get
Finish off those
lords of
ads.
Blackrock's
Yep, finish off the
fire.
ads. Give them a second for threaten to get them into position.
Burn, you wretches. Burn, wretch.
I'm coming
Your
over to
friends
drop
shall
the tremor
join you
totem just
soon
in
enough.
case. I'm not getting class calls timer because my Chromag timer is still up. Druid call. You don't need to move him for the Druid one, it's just the Rogue one.
Oh, the
But
fear
good
kicked
practice.
in.
Okay.
The totem took a couple seconds.
Yep. Yeah, Cam and Monsignor, please get a Fear Ward. Let's start with Camster. Do you have yours up? Okay. Monsignor, you'll be next Fear Ward. Nice decurse.
Awesome. Rise.
Alright, ads coming soon. Pick up the ads. Oh,
Target you.
finish off those ads. We're back on the boss. Give a new Fear Ward up. Still up as well.
Oh. Nothing to my kind.
Alright,
Do
let's
you
res
hear?
up the dead.
Nothing.
That shit was smooth.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who stepped in to tank tonight. We're kind of light with TBC coming out soon. Everyone's kind of taking a break, so it's a little slower than we want it to be. Nice.
Boom, boom, boom.
Any mangoes who are left afterward, we're going to do a kind of informal guild meeting afterwards. So just drop down to either the hangout or the general channel, whichever one you want. And that's about it. If anyone's interested in joining Midnight Mangoes, we're going to have 2 raid teams going into TBC, so just whisper myself, Glorious Goat, or any of the other people who you saw in here, and they'll get you in touch with someone who can get you in.
Dude, I tanked the fucking dragon.
Hell yeah, man.
We go into that inn again?
As well, it's right here. Oh, this mage is about to die. Oh, and he's immune to everything.
Nah, he's got it.
We going to this? Oh, it's Theramore there. Oh, they almost had me. We'll get a Theramore. Why not? I swing for you.
If you need a
Thanks
ride
for the
through
run, y'all.
Theramore, let me know.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We are going to go ahead and switch to our
Thank
private
you,
channel.
Not gonna lie, I had my misgivings about tanking there, but damn, that felt pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you are full mana too.
I
was
know,
thinking
when everyone is just jacking heals into me, and I have Blessing Wisdom going, I just never run out of mana. Every healer in the raid will run out of mana before I do, in a tank situation like that.
I dragged down whoever was still up there. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get. No, there's a decent amount of us in here.
Gross.
Blue Recluse.
Glorious, touch me.
It is a cult.
All right. So the one thing I did want to mention, I was kind of hoping we could use this as a point for anyone to ask Briar questions about, like, especially the first weekend of raids on the 19th when they open up. But I want to just quickly say that for right now, I have someone in mind for the second team leader. Currently in conversations about how we're going to do that. If things end up playing out that we don't have that, I will be the second team leader for at least the beginning phase when we do split them up. But just a reminder that first raids that open up on the 19th, like Kara, pretty much everyone will be able to get in who's attuned and has like some of their pre-bis and stuff like that. Like we're gonna have a lot of those groups going. The 25 mans that we're gonna be running that weekend when we do Mag and Girls Lair, Briar is going to be selecting who goes into those, and it's going to be based on your, like, basically from what he said, the gearing levels and everything else that you're ready to go into those raids and contribute to them. Those are not going to be the final raid teams for that weekend. It's just going to be kind of first come, first serve. Whoever is able to make it into that raid will make it in on the first weekend when it opens up. If we do have enough or near enough for 2 different raids for that weekend, we will organize 2 raids for that. But once again, that will not be the final raid teams. That's going to come the week after that, but we're doing the planning for it leading up to it. Are there any questions about that? All right.
No.
I'll let Briar take it away if anyone has any questions about the raid team or that first week of raids or anything that's going on.
He summed it up. If I want as geared as possible, as Prebus as possible. It shouldn't be hard with all the groups that'll be running to get as Prebus as possible. It really shouldn't. You know, if you're missing a few pieces, I really don't care. But just try to get as much as you can. Make the raids easier, much a lot smoother, and then yeah, I mean it's just gonna be better.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say for Kara's as well, like people have brought this up before, that like we're not going to we'll do a little bit of organizing around formal teams to make sure that like the specific roles are captured, but then we really want those Kara teams to stick together so that they're dealing with their own loot tables there, and we don't have people who weren't there the week before coming in and sniping a piece that someone's been waiting for. So if the Kara teams were really going to try and keep groups together after the first week or two, to make sure that everyone gets the maximum payoff from that raid going into there.
And I don't really mind who leads a Kara. If you want to lead a Kara, lead a Kara. I don't care. Loot table, on you. If you're leading it, it's on you. I'm gonna say this: everybody be as respectful as possible. Because just because they're not the raid leader, they're leading the Kara. They're putting the Kara together. They're putting their time and their effort in. So be as respectful as possible. Okay.
Here's a question: will all Kara raids be kind of done at the same time?
I don't know. It'll be up to the people that are in it. It just kind of depends on times available, people who are available. I'm not sure if say Stephen wants to run one, right? I don't know when he's gonna want to run it. He might run it the same day as another group. So just kind of keep that in mind, you know, as you're going into it and picking. He might choose different days. This is all just example, but they can all go on different days. That'll be beneficial to everybody. As for the 25s, they're gonna stay Tuesday, Thursday. That's it.
Yeah. So, and I can speak
So
to that first part a little bit more because it affects both teams for Kara. Just the idea is once those Kara teams form, like the first week, that first Thursday when raids release, we're all probably going to be running it at the same time. Anyone who's ready. From that point forward, I'm going to leave it up once the Kara teams start forming and we have like formal teams for those. They're going to kind of choose when they want to raid because it doesn't need to be on one of our raid days. Most people are probably going to prefer that it's on a Tuesday or Thursday. And like after that first week, it'll probably. Are you still thinking, Briar, that Tuesdays will be the 25 bands, or do you think that's going to be Kara?
it'll be probably Tuesdays will be 25s, and then you have the rest of the week open.
Yeah, so it'll be like the first like month and a half or 2 months of TBC. We're going to be in a situation where we only really have one raid night a week for 25 mans. So the Karas, we really want people organizing those however they want to in order to get them in, because once again, we want those smaller cohesive groups so they're not like stumbling over each other for loot or anything like that.
Yeah. Another thing is if you can't make your normal group that you're doing Kara with, get with the others because maybe we can swap people around so far. Um, and but you may be asked because somebody else has been waiting for a piece. You may be asked to not roll on a piece. So keep that in mind, and it's in fairness of the group, right? So try to keep that in mind between everybody, okay? It's not a big deal. It's Kara. There's gonna be a shitload of them going. constantly. So
Are we gonna keep doing SRs for loot?
no, that is being worked on right now between me and my officers.
Yeah, for Briar's raid, I know he's switching loot system. Haven't decided with the second raid lead, but it might stay SR. We're not really sure.
I'll announce more on that when we're done fine tuning it. We should be. I'm hoping to be done with it by the first week of TBC, so that everybody knows loot rules will be clear and concise, and we're working on that.
Yeah, and like I've mentioned this before in previous phases of Classic, but that if we end up having two teams, I'd like the loot systems aligned, so there's very high likelihood that the second team follows whatever Briar initially does.
Have you announced your officers yet?
No, I haven't. I'll probably do that here after all the other questions are done. If anybody else has any other.
Yeah, I have one more.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm blanking.
But do you have a question though?
Yeah, I'll get back to you in a sec.
Oh, good. I'm just being a dick.
Kind of. Any other questions on how things will work?
Right. I think you might as well announce some of the officers.
Okay.
Oh, the question. Sorry. Are we gonna continue with signups as they are, or are we gonna have more of a core static raid team?
Once it kind of hits the second week and everybody's kind of got their care groups, I would say I don't know how we're gonna do that. I guess just approach whoever can do it in the Discord, and we'll put them up for you. But watch for those. Yes, we'll keep doing signups. The 25 mans, I can only take 25. Keep that in mind. I can only take 25. So I'm gonna take who I can. Okay, the best geared, the best everything. Give us the best chances. Because the first few times it's gonna be rough. Then after that, once SSC hits, I think we'll be more concentrated on who the groups really are, kind of, because for the first phase it's kind of hard because they're just like one or two boss 25 mans, which not a lot. So just try to keep that in mind. Once SSC hits, we'll both probably get together, both teams and team leads, and we'll both kind of put together a list, and we'll finally announce it after that.
Yeah. So it's for the first couple weeks of even like the raids opening until we start forming the two teams like formally and putting rosters for those, it's just going to be one master sign up. So if you're ready and you have like most of your pre-bis and you think you'd be able to make it in the raid for like the gear check, then you just start signing up.
Okay. Any other questions for raids or whatnot? I do want to say that Glorious found a great add-on to use for reps and how many dungeons you have to run before level hits and what dungeons you should be running. So if you have not looked at that, that's in the TBC tips and tricks area. Look into there. Some other people have been posting some good stuff in there too. So pay attention to that stuff. Might help you.
Yeah, and I've gotten a couple questions about dungeon groups and everything, and we're not going to do a lot of formal organizing around those. It's just going to be kind of a nightmare with it being over like a weekend for this first weekend, where we normally don't raid or do a lot of organizing on the weekends. So we're just going to kind of let things self-form and everything like that, and I will give up my spot whenever I can for people who come in and like there's already groups going. to try and take my spot in there, and I'm hoping that other people will be flexible about that as well.
Question: Are there any? A lot of us have alts. Are there any rules against having multiple mains on different raid teams?
Not at the moment, and the second raid team is probably going to be targeting Wednesday and Friday for their raid days. And this is mainly for 25 mans that we're talking about here. Just so they're not landing on the same day, and that would allow people to bring alts over. So as long as the raid leader of that team is okay with having an alt in there, and you have the gear and pass all the other checks, then there's no reason to think that you can't raid on both teams.
Yeah. My only thing is you can raid on your alt as long as it doesn't interfere with you attending the raid. If
Yeah,
it starts to interfere, I may ask you to stop raiding on your alt.
Yeah, and that's going to be really important too for the alt rating question, is that like you'll need to have a designated main, and that main takes priority for both like your kind of desires and what you're doing and what the raid leader needs.
Yes. Camster, that's a good one. Yes, all raids that I run are still going to be Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. server time. So nothing's changing raid time wise, as far as I can tell, because it's a decent time slot for everybody.
Yeah, and that'll be the second raid team is going to be the same times as well, maybe an hour earlier, but that kind of remains to be seen. I would just expect it to be around our usual raid time, maybe minus an hour. Well, the nice thing is,
Same
at least in
time, same
phase
day?
one, that might change, depending on how like who wants to be on the second team, and if we get enough people on there who are like, hey, let's do it 2 hours early, then we'll start it 2 hours early. I'm not going to be super stringent on when the start times are, but the days kind of do need to be locked in. And then the nice thing is for phase one for Kara, whatever group you get with, if it's a bunch of East Coasters that want to group up and have their Kara team and they want to raid at 5 server, that is up to them. Yes, Mel. Wednesday, Friday for the second team.
Ava, what were you saying?
They got answered.
Oh, okay. Any more questions? I'm trying to pay attention to Guild Chat and Discord just in case.
So, just to clarify, because I have a broken brain and I can't remember things that have just been said. So, there is the Briars team that's Tuesday, Thursday, and that's not changing. And then this other team is going to be Wednesday, Friday, and that's for like the 25. That's like just the solid other raid team, right?
Yes, they are both 25s. Yes.
So like if
and
you
that
imagine
one's the Wednesday, Friday one. Okay.
Yeah, if you imagine like 3 weeks in when the teams are actually formed, the only days we're actually going to be raiding are going to be Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's going to be 2 different teams.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I really want to avoid any, like, I know Monday is always like propped up as like an easy one to get in, but like we saw the struggles we had, like we couldn't clear Nax until we switched our raid days over. Just if you need pugs, if you have people call out, getting them in on Tuesday and Wednesday, you get way better market for those types of things. We're going to need to do that a lot less in TBC because we're hoping to have benches and everything else like that. But it's one of those things that we want to avoid, moving any raids to a Monday.
Okay. First, I'll answer you, Cam. There is only one boss. One's a 2 boss, one's a 1 boss. 25 mans in the first phase. So, and you can knock those both out easily in one night, and then go do a Kara as well in the same time frame. It's not a lot. We'll probably go to 2 days during phase 2 because there's more bosses, more trash and stuff to get to them. In the first phase, it's not a lot.
Yeah, if you haven't done TBC in a while, phase 1 is basically like having 2 Oni raids. That's kind of the amount of raiding that you're going to do outside of Kara.
And it's
And
all in a
then
post-nerf state, so it's all going to be a lot easier than the start of last go-around of TBC.
there is something that Glorious brought up that I do want to talk a little bit more about. Benches. So if I sit you and you're on the bench when it's full on raid teams, I will pull you in the next week. Or if somebody doesn't need something off a boss, we'll pull you in that week. Or you once the raid is run, though, and if you don't get pulled in, you're free to pug it at all, by all means. But I will try to switch it the next week. I'll try to see who doesn't need as much, and then I'll swap out with whoever the benches are. So that way, it kind of everybody's getting it, everybody's getting loot, everybody gets to run the raid with the group, right? I wouldn't say logged in, but in Discord paying attention. Yes.
Yes. That has always been the understanding, even like through Classic. If you're on the bench and you actually get benched as a raider, you are expected to be available if anything happens and jump into that raid.
And yes, Cam, most of our time during the first like 2 weeks is probably gonna be us in dungeons, grinding out reps, getting everything that we need.
Yep. Yep, Cud. That's gonna be my challenge of organizing both teams.
At that point, Cud, what the guild I was in did last time is we went boss by boss. And I know that's not necessarily going to work well for the first week, but that is another option that leads could consider is if someone doesn't, like Briar said, if someone doesn't need something on a boss and one of the bench peoples does, then you swap the person who will get nothing from that boss with the person on the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of my idea for it, like, because I was in that guild and we rotated in and out depending on what people needed, and most of us were cool with sitting or, you know, waiting until the boss we needed. Well, yeah, Lily. That is another thing that we need to keep in mind going into phase 2. Don't get discouraged because they may pre-nerf those raids, and they are going to be hard.
I like how you called Legistor Lily.
Did you just call me Lily?
I thought that was Lily. Yes, Legister. They're all pink names. It's all the
I
same.
thought Lily whispered you the same thing I just said.
No, I misread the name. I'm dyslexic. Okay, leave me alone. Okay, if there's nothing else that anybody has, my officers that I have chosen, I have 3. It's Max, Bronze, and Spartan. So those are your officers for this go around.
Yeah, that's all people who have been with Mango pretty much since the beginning. People who are not outspoken but spoken enough. So they're all going to be good fits for that raid team.
I know I usually keep my mouth shut and hit my heel buttons, but yeah, I can talk too. I have words. I'll even use them. I swear to God.
So the other thing that I want to announce is that we are going to have moderators that aren't associated with either team. They're not going to be part of that officer corps, but their job is just going to be monitoring guild chat and monitoring Discord. Kind of the same way the officers have been now. Don't expect it to be like an up in moderation or anything like that. It's just it's to give me more people to handle things when I'm not online, or people to bounce ideas off of and to help organize the stuff that the other 2 raid teams might need. they'll be on either. They might all be on one team. They might be on the other one. But right now, that's going to be Sakura, who's going to keep his role, Camster now, and Avarice.
I'm so sad that there are no boos for me.
You get
Everyone's
a yay.
Everyone's too busy rolling their eyes. So they will be the two moderators. They will have like pretty much every Discord permission they could ever need. They can help with signups. They'll help with any of the other stuff. But they're not going to be hands-on with either team.
One question that you get asked that I'm curious about, and I know Briar mentioned it briefly in one of his other announcement posts, but as far as raid comp goes, we'll just juggle, if we get too much of a class type in one and talk with people about switching around, or how will we balance that to make sure that we're not overloaded on like one class?
Yeah, the
So
plan. Go ahead, Briar.
I was gonna say when it comes to a solid just 25 mans and that's all that's running really, I would get with say Glorious at the time, right? And then we'll go over it and go, I do have too many of this, and then we'll talk to the person and see if they're able to do those days, and hopefully they are, so that way we can swap out and get, if we're loaded up on pallies, right? Like we don't need like 15 pallies. We'll start swapping people around if we can. Try to be as accommodating as possible.
Just to answer,
Oh,
I was gonna say
hold on.
Camster's question is kind of hard because it's really the first week is gonna be whoever makes it there first.
Let me just get a ballpark and see real quick, and I'll keep two groups in mind.
Yeah, the big thing we need is 5 more healers at a minimum, and I'm actively working to try and recruit people.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm gonna say is more healers. We have 4 rogues, which is perfectly fine, but we do have a lot of tanks. So if you're a tank, you may be asked to have a different spec as your main, like a DPS. You can still roll on tank gear. Like you can still go for it and ask for it, but if you aren't main tanking, you may not get it right away, right? So don't get too down, but do keep that in mind. For the 10 mans, obviously we need all of you, but for the 25 mans, I don't need 6 tanks.
Something else I would point out for guild team comp for the second team is we're still light on shamans for it, so you might want to try to get a few more shamans for that second team.
Yep, that's the goal. Luckily, they're a dime a dozen now.
And we are low on mages. I'm gonna say that. We are low on mages. If anybody was thinking of mage, there's only 2.
So yeah, I mean, I could do mage. I could do another healer. I've been kind of trying to figure all this out with boosts and with attunements being account wide. It's less punitive than it might have been. I'm one of the people that's willing to re-roll if like 3 weeks in we're like, crap, this just isn't working. I could probably suck it up and do that. I'd rather not, but that's kind of how it goes. So that's why I've been annoying on the chats, thinking about that. So we'll figure it out. I think there's a few of us that will do whatever it takes to make the raid happen. I mean, if I just need to be holy for a minute, full time, that's fine. I think my plan was to be ret and holy as like kind of flexing out as that extra healer for certain difficult fights. But if the plan changes, the plan changes.
But yeah, if we could get a couple more healers and a few more mages, that would be ideal.
Yeah, and what we're not looking for, the reason I haven't brought in a bunch of people, because we've gotten interest from a bunch of the shamans who've been running with us, is I want people who can actually make both raid days. Like anyone who hasn't been able to do that in the past and stuff, like you're fine, but anyone who knew that we're bringing into the guild, like especially in TBC, attendance is very important because the raids are smaller and everything like that. So making sure that everyone is able to show up for both of their teams' raid days and they're consistent about it is one of the most important things that we can do going into TBC. So it's always looking at that timing part, not just like, hey, can you make like the most important raid day? It's hey, can you make it to all of them, especially once like SSC comes out and everything. And then the second most important is the culture fit and everything like that. So, and just be on the lookout when you're doing the dungeon grinds. Like you're not always going to be with mangoes. There's going to be times where we're just not going to have the comp on or something like that. You're going to be pugging it and stuff. If you find like a healer that you really enjoy playing with, make sure that you're talking to them and basically, either have them contact me or one of the other raid officers or moderators, and we'll get them in touch with the people who need them. Yeah, it's very unlikely that we're going to have both teams raiding on the same day.
The raid times again, Legis or 9 server for both, I believe. And the other one said maybe he would start like an hour earlier, maybe. So
yeah,
Yeah,
the
as far as
goal.
comp, sorry, go ahead, Glorious.
No, go ahead, Spartan.
I was just I mean, just and you're seeing it already, just in the guild chat. As far as comp goes, there will be some natural selection just based on different raid days working for different people. So the first week, and really the first couple weeks, will probably just be chaotic as people get to 70. Some people that could very well raid every week after they get to 70, maybe they don't make the first week because they don't get there. You never know. But it'll kind of shake out naturally as people fit um, their schedules with the raid times at work too.
Yep.
Camster did mention how this isn't A team and B team. This isn't group one. This isn't when you're raiding with a group. I don't want you to compare the groups, right? Some groups might do a little bit better. Some groups might do a little bit worse. If one is a boss fight ahead, don't compare yourself. It's just it's not good, right? It's really not good. Don't try not to do that. Like if you want to compare your parses with somebody else, perfectly fine. But don't if don't bring somebody down but don't compare yourself to the other group, because if the other group's got a boss or two ahead of you, it'll all work out. Don't compare yourself, because then that just creates a rift between the guild, right? And we've all seen it before. It's kind of what happened in CC. There was just rifts, right? Rifts were created, and it sucks. So just try not to do that.
Yeah, 100% about what fits you best. Then next we would be looking at comps to make sure that the teams are balanced and able to prog through content. And then every now and then I could see like, hey, we're short a tank this week. Is one of your tanks willing to come over? Like, we're all mangoes. We're gonna be willing to help each other out, and maybe it makes sense to swap one week if that works for you and your schedule and you're able to help the other team out. So
Yeah, one of the things that I promised this was all the way back in MC when Mango was forming, was that we were like Mango as a raid team and now as a guild. I promise everyone who is here that we will clear all content and we will do it together. Those were like my two big promises, like from the beginning, and it's the two things I'm going to strive for. That we see every single boss in TBC and we down every boss and we do it together. And yeah, that's another thing. If you've probably heard us talking about it, and I think it's worth mentioning now. We're all gonna get probably a little sick of the dungeon grinds during the first like week or two of TBC before the raids actually open, and the plan will be to go back into Nax. Hopefully, we can do 2 lockouts of it and just clear as much as we can to try and get Atiesh for Keon. But there's also a bunch of trinkets and other loot that's going to help with your dungeon grind in Nax, and we'll be able to just, by the first week through, we're all going to be like 64, 65, 66. At that point, where it's just going to steamroll through Nax. So we will schedule that. If there's enough interest, we'll do it. I know we'll be able to find enough pugs to go do it because so many people are after like Kiss the Spider and stuff like that. So we won't have a lot of trouble filling it, but I'd like to have all mangoes there as kind of a break. We'll only do it, it'll be a 1 night thing. It's not going to be 2 nights of raiding or anything like that. It'll be 1 night, 3 hours, however far we get. And then obviously there'll be the point once we have all the shards that we need to organize the Cthulhu and the KT kill, but those are going to be totally separate. This is just to try and get those splinters and give us a break and get all the mangoes together so we're all in one spot and we can talk about how bad our tank has been pulling and our dungeon grinds and stuff like that.
For the first, when the raids release, if you're attuned and you're as close to Prebis as possible, I'm gonna start setting up Karas. At that point, I'm gonna wait until probably like the 17th to start looking at everybody and see where we're all at. I'll put up a sign up. The sign up will be if you are attuned. That is it. It is not a sign up for the raid. It is if you are attuned. Then I will put up the actual raid sign up after that. But my main goal is for everybody to focus on getting attuned and as close to Prebis as possible.
Just a quick note on that. We do have that sign up that's already up that kind of acts as that first gate keeping for as soon as you guys hit 70 and you are attuned Kara, go sign up on the sign up that already exists in the raid channels. It's a private one, it's not in the pug channels. So as soon as you're ready, you go there, and then that gives Briar, myself, and the other raid lead time to start evaluating and figure out how we're going to do teams and stuff like that. We want to be able to track as people hit 70 and they're ready. So just make sure you go into that channel. And I want to get all the mangoes whenever someone does sign up and post in there. Give them a bunch of congrats and everything like that. It's a big achievement getting that far.
I completely forgot about that. But as for the first 25 man, if we do have enough, I will put a sign up for the 20th. That will be the first go in. We'll probably start with Gruul, and then if we can, we'll move to Mag. But it's gonna be depending on if we have 25 geared and ready to go.
Yeah, and I think that's worth reiterating a little too. That that first week, the 19th, is a Thursday, and Briar plans on us doing Kara, and I think both teams will just be doing that on Thursday. We'll get as many as we can in, and then just because of how that release happens, the 25 mans will be over that weekend. So we're not planning on switching to a weekend raiding guild. It's just because we want to get those kills right when the raids open up, so that we are at least progressing and competing and stuff like that. Because I know people care about parses and clear times and stuff like that. So that first weekend, we will get all the bosses down.
But yeah, after that, it'll go to Tuesday for 25s. And Kara's just whatever the groups are decided. If you are leading a group, kind of whisper me, tell me what you're thinking for loot, just so that kind of way I get an idea of what you're doing. I'm not gonna change it or anything. It's just so that way I know. Okay, well this is this. So that way I know if people need to switch groups or not. So that way they're kind of used to something consistent within the 10 mans.
Yeah, I'll probably end up making a Kara leads channel for anyone who's like interested in running one, or is like open to it, so that like all of the leads can communicate with each other and stuff like that. And I think we'll just post everything in there.
As somebody first time going into TBC, obviously, we've talked specifically about Nax, especially during phase 1 where it's kind of late. Is there any need or desire to go back to other raids? Only if we wanted to run it, I guess. Would that be the only reason?
What was that?
To run any of the other old raids other than Next.
Phylactery is a best trinket through Kara.
Yeah. We'll post signups to gauge interest once we've gotten all of the bosses in phase 1 down.
Okay.
Yeah. Some things like BWL. I'm sorry, I'm not going back to BWL. The Rejuve gem, you get way better stuff out of just rep. So yeah. I'm not really going back to BWL.
Yeah, and I'm just out of ignorance more than anything else asking. And obviously just with both teams probably getting to the point where we're clearing most of the phase 1 content in one night, whether we run that as a group on the second night or whether you just have free time to pug it if you really wanted to go back and find one of those.
Yeah. So we'll put signups and gauge interest once we're at that point. But yeah, it'll be once it kind of like quiets down, everyone's hit 70, we've gotten a couple raids under our belt, and then people are like, okay, what do I do now? Basically, the point where people start bringing their alts into Outland, that'll probably be the point where we start posting signups for older raids to see if there's any interest for them.
But yeah,
just doing an AQ40 full clear would take way less than an hour with all 70s with pre-raid bis.
Well, with new abilities, yeah, it would go fast. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm not really planning any. But I mean, maybe when we're bored, I'll put up a BWL and see if anybody wants to go.
Something else that's kind of worth asking. Crafting patterns that drop from raids, since they're specifically very impactful, what is the plan for those being distributed amongst guildies?
It's going to be based on the raid team and how they decide to do it.
Yeah. For the first part, I mean, I would like somebody that's able to jump on at all times or able to just, hey, yeah, I can be on in like 10 minutes or whatever. So that way, if somebody needs something, we can get it to them as fast as possible. It may not work that way. It may work that way. I don't know. It's just an idea. But it may just go to, okay, you two are the most on all the time. Here's these.
Okay, that works. I was just curious if it was going to be like it's been now where anybody who has the profession just free rolls it, or if we were going to try to funnel them to more active players so the guild as a whole has greater availability to those recipes.
Yeah, if anyone remembers the beginning of Mango, all the way even into AQ, we had dedicated enchanters and stuff like that that we funneled all the patterns to, and then those people ended up leaving or stopping or getting kicked out of the guild. So one of the things I want to avoid is putting all of our eggs in one basket. More like a basket case, Mel. Yeah, so as much as I want the ideal, like obviously there's an ideal of like one person getting all of them and it's the most active person, so they're always online to do it. Just expect them to get spread around a little bit. But that's going to be my recommendation. It is up to the raid leads of their respective teams on how they're going to handle loot. And Campster, we have emotional blackmail so they can never leave.
That's what you think.
Alright, anyone else? Any questions or anything like that? You can always just ask questions in the TBC chat as well.
Yeah, and if you want to type out a message real quick before you forget, just you can send me one.
I will debate the wedding dress on the 19th when raids release. Anyone who's in my Kara group will get to see me in my wedding dress. We already did the officer announcements. And yeah, I'll do a little post at some point in the TBC announcements for the officers and the moderators and stuff like that. Just so people can track it. Meryl, you can ask Thestalos. I don't know if he'll give it to you. I'm also going to be cleaning out the guild bank pretty thoroughly over tomorrow to get it ready. I'll be doing that with my other characters' banks and everything too. And we'll figure out how to pass out some of the consumes and stuff like that for dungeon grinding and everything, because a lot of those aren't going to be useful anymore, and I'm going to get rid of all like our green items and stuff that have kind of piled up in there. And yeah, I think, did you just post the signups for? Oh, the HR form. But yeah, in the TBC channels, you'll see some spreadsheets that were posted originally by Ava. And it is in the TBC announcements channel. If you want to just go in there and mark what your availability is, especially on the first weekend, it'll help other people know when to be online and stuff like that. We're not going to use it to make formal groups or anything like that. But it at least gives everyone a good indication of when you're going to be available and when you'll be on and when we'll be at like critical mass.
Also, add to that, just remember that the times aren't just a general time slot. You don't have to be on at 6 a.m. exactly, but if you're on between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. and you're up in the morning, then you would mark that time slot if you're going to be on the computer and in the game, right? It's not like an exact, like, oh,
Yeah,
I can't
the
be on at
whole
6 a.m., so I'm not going to mark that. It's just a general time slot, that's all.
the whole entire sign up sheet in there is just in general. There's nothing, we're not going to use it for anything specific. It's just going to give us an idea of when people are going to be on and stuff. And if we do need to help organize certain things, it'll help with that. But for the most part, we just want a rough idea of when you're going to be online and able to level and stuff like that.
Sick. All right, yeah. If you guys ever think of anything or have any questions, you can shoot me a message or whatnot, or just put it in TBC chat. Either one doesn't matter to me.
I guess on that note, Briar, do you want me to give your officers the TBC leads tag now?
Yes, please, if you could.
Done. And that'll be anyone who wants to tag the TBC officers in particular. It's going to be TBC leaders. And if there's any question about like what the teams are going to be named and stuff like that, since we don't want to do a team 1, team 2, that's going to be after the raids open. Let's get through that first week. Everyone get to 70. Everyone get attuned. Get their pre-bis. Then we'll start worrying about those.
I assume both teams are going to have mango in it. So, yeah, better keep mango in it.
Mango chutney and mango nada.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Max, Spartan, and Bronze should have access to the TBC leads channels now. They're pretty empty at the moment.
If you guys can see into your Discord, go check and see if you can see those.
Yeah, I see it.
I think so.
Yep, I see it too. It's down there a little bit.
Yeah, and if you're curious, the classic raid leads are not able to see any of those channels, and you guys aren't able to see any of the leads channels from the classic raids. We figure it's better just to leave stuff in the past and move on to TBC now that we're going into that. The only people who have access to all those channels will be myself and then the moderators, so Sakura and Ava.
Oh, Ava can see what I say.
Okay,
They're going to
Fire,
be
I
the
have no
enforcers
feelings.
around here.
You have no feelings.
Is that a bow made of 2 stingrays?
Yes.
Yeah, just
Yes,
like
it is.
mashed
And it
together.
moves. And it moves. If you sit there and stare at it long enough, it will move.
It's got to be the worst thing in the game. Look up the squid on the stick from Karazhan.
Yeah, that one's pretty goofy.
And then there's the fell hunter with the stick up its ass from BT.
That one's sick though.
Okay, wait,
That
when you
sounds
shoot
sick.
this stingray bow, do the stingrays like flap around? Because this might be my new favorite item in the game.
I don't. If it wiggles, no, I don't want to know.
Yes, you do.
I think we can
I
call the
mean,
meeting there. If you have
we can
questions,
find
post them in the
out.
TBC chat.